한국 방문 목적부터 좀 설명해 주세요.
Well, for us, Korean market, it's one of the most important markets that we have among our portfolio. We have been for 25 years here, doing a good job, with the people of NADA, of course. And we feel that the market needs a constant support of the producers. Myself being the founder, the winemaker, it's important to see what's going on here. The preferences of the Korean consumer, if it goes to premium wines or more, average wines. And we have found, of course, that premium wines really are going really well. So yeah, it's a partnership with NADA, and it's a must to come at least once a year to the Korean market.
한국 와인 시장의 특징이라고 하면 뭐 어떤 것들이 있을까요?
Well, I think there have many positive things, regarding the wine. I would say, first of all, Korean people are very open-minded. They love to try things, new things. A new world is a big and interesting proposal for the Korean people. Secondly, I think that the Korean gastronomy is so vast. You have so many, styles of food, spicy food, mild food, lots of vegetables, seafood. There's an array of big amount of alternatives in terms of gastronomy, and Montes winery, our winery, have such a big alternatives. Big array of different styles of wine, different varieties. Milder with bigger body, more spice, and so on. That it matches so well each of the Korean food that you serve in your restaurants and at home. So everything matches pretty well for the Chilean wine, and of course we're doing pretty well here. We are one of the biggest wineries from Chile coming to this market, and we're very happy and proud of that.
그 몬테스가 그 브랜드가 굉장히 많은데 한국에서 뭐 제일 좀 많이 잘 팔리는 브랜드는 어떤 건지 좀 궁금하고, 또 뭐 한글 레이블도 만들었었는데 그 레이블은 잘 팔렸는지 그것도 좀 궁금합니다.
Well, Montes Alpha is a very well-known and prestige, brand among our SKUs. It's been, a success all around the world, and Korea is not an exception. I would say it's been one of the most, successful, exploring market for us for the Montes Alpha, and at some point, realizing that this was something so important that we wanted to make, let's call it a tribute, to the Korean people and the Korean consumer, the Korean followers of Montes, and we decided, to make a label with the Korean characters, naming Montes Alpha that way. And I think that was an additional push to the prestige of the brand, that we did that. Of course, selling was pretty good, and the brand, was established in a more solid way in the market because of this, gesture that we had towards, the Korean consumer. I think it was a good decision.
지금 이제 사실 몬테스 알파가 어떻게 보면 몬테스 라인의 한국 시장에서 좀 주력 와인인데, 이게 뭐 블랙이라던가 아이콘으로 조금 더 포커싱을 바꿀 계획도 있으신 건지, 물론 그 이제 나라의 전략일 수도 있겠지만 한번 그것도 좀 궁금하긴 하네요.
Well, I totally agree. That the world it's premiumizing itself, not only in Korea but in the rest of the world. Myself, I'm involved in the Chilean Association. I'm the president of the Chilean Association, so I have all the statistics, every month, and we see that the world it's gaining ground, it's increasing, it's drinking, it's consuming more premium wines than the average or low-priced wines, that they are roughly, falling down in terms of volume. Now we realized that this 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So in 1996, we defined to launch to the market our Montes Alpha M, that is a kind of a Bordeaux blend of high level quality, and it's been quite a success on the market. And then in the year 2000, very close, we decided to bring to the market a second icon, that is our Montesfoli, that is 100% Syrah, all mountain-grown fruit from our hills of Apalte Valley, and also it was a real success and still is there, performing pretty well on the market. And we didn't stay there, but in the year 2003, only 3 years later, we created one of the most iconic and successful, wines coming out of Chile. That's our Purple Angel, that is based on the Carmener and Petit Verdot blend. This wine is the one that sells the most coming out of Chile, beyond Montes. It's one of the most prestigious and well-sold icon wines from Chile. Then in the year, I'm afraid it was 2009, 7 or 9, we decided to create a super premium from Cabernet coming from a single spot of one of our properties, which has a very specific sort of soil. It's alluvial with limestone, and I thought that was the spot to plant Cabernet Sauvignon. We planted it, the result of the wine was amazing, and we're creating our wine Taita, that it's even on top of the 3 icons that I mentioned. So it's our 4th icon that is already in the market and performing actually very well. The production is small, but it's very prestigious, brand and SKU that we have. So we have learned about the premiumization of the world. To be honest, since we began. We began in 1988. We already were the most, how can you say, the winery that was most devoted to quality than any other Chilean winery. So from the very beginning, we knew that quality is the only way to prevail in the market. The only way to make a future is through quality and not through massive, and inexpensive wine.
개인적으로 좀 가장 좋아하는 와인은 뭔지.
Well, you asked me for, they are all my children, so it's hard to choose among them. But what I appreciate, I would say the most, it's from my own portfolio, is the Montes Alpha M. Because it's good, because I like it, and because there's a story behind it. When I studied agronomy and enology at the Catholic University, most of my teachers were French teachers from Bordeaux. So I grew professionally, knowing a lot about Bordeaux and appreciating a lot, the wines that are produced in Bordeaux. So in Chile, we have a climate that is pretty similar to Bordeaux, and we have the varieties. We have the Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Malbec. Even Carmener, that used to be, a Bordeaux variety as well. So I'm pretty fond of that. So the M, has a special meaning to me among my wines, because at some point in my life, I wanted to prove myself as a winemaker and to prove the world that we in Chile were able to produce a world-class wine, Bordeaux style. And we did it. Our M is an 80% of Cabernet Sauvignon, it's a 10% Cabernet Franc, it's a 5% Merlot, and a 5% Petit Verdot. And it's an amazing wine that has got, amazing, write-ups and scores all around the world. Even more than that, we did blind tasting in LA, California, with 16, good sommeliers from LA, a blind tasting in which we matched, Chateau Lafite, Sassicaia, Ornellaia, Opus One, Haut-Brion, and our Montesem in a blind tasting. And after, when we unveiled, the bottles and see what was what, number 1 was Chateau Lafite, which I think is pretty fair. It's an amazing wine. But number 2, was Montesem. So I felt flattered and very well with myself because I had achieved what I was looking for. So coming back to the root of the question, from my portfolio is the Montes Alpha M, the one I like the most.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Salud.
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 Salud.